Hello, everybody. I am very much not Dan. I am Fourth Oracle, and I will today be casting the Iron Fork of Friday for you for the next 2 hours. I am joined this week by Sammy BT.
Heyo.
Yep, and he's going to be joining me for the first hour, and we're going to have beef for the second hour.
Not
And
just
that'll
any
be it.
beef.
Not just any beef. What kind of beef?
Rottened beef? Is it rotted or rottened?
Rotted, I believe.
A beef in a state of decay. We'll leave it
Decay,
at that.
decay
And
beef.
we'll let him clarify later.
Decay would be a pretty cool clan name. If there are any newer players that thinking of creating a clan, that'd be pretty epic. Then again, I have a ship named the Plague Doctor. I'm a little bit biased. Anyway, it looks like we're getting people in here. We just need 3 more people. People checking global chat for that password. Again, if you are interested in joining up on the game, check global chat for the password. I'm not sure if they want me to give it out just yet.
I think, well, let's see if they're already doing it in global chat. I'm not seeing anyone typing there yet, so
Nope.
I guess
I'll
let's
go
keep
ahead
it
and let-
hush for now.
Yep, I'll let them do it. But this, for those of you who are not aware, this is a regular event. It's just a community event put on by Cake. It's 3v3 and anyone can join. So this is basically just pub matches, but people can come in, play with some really high-level captains, try their hand at maybe a slightly more competitive style, and of course, have the chance to be cast. It's pretty exciting.
Indeed.
Though I must say, the meta for 3v3, I was kind of contemplating this earlier. The meta for 3v3 is very different. The things that
know.
work in 3v3 are different than 2v2.
It's something I've been noticing, and this mainly because recently I've been playing some 4v4. Once you get beyond 2 ships, at least in my opinion, I feel like it's really just about the range. How much power you can bring, because you can just so quickly kill people at any range.
Yeah, if you focus down the right ship. I think what I noticed is that specialization can be done more because you have more ships on the field, and so it's more difficult to bring down a specific
Right.
part of this combo. So you can have,
Right.
2 ships that shred armor and 1 ship that shreds hull or something like that. And then
Right,
the
you
ship
run
with
into a
hull-
problem in 2v2 if you get too specialized because you're so easily beatable if you ever get separated. But if you
Yeah.
have so many other allies, the more allies you have up there, the more safe you are to do a crazy build.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be started really soon, it looks like. We have a full lobby.
Indeed.
And now the captains are just going to be like, hey, you take this. We'll get started.
All Cake pilots today.
So we got Abby the Rat. So for blue team, Halia Faron, finally becoming a Cake member.
That is a name. Holy crap.
Sorry, I need to mute the lobby. So many people talking.
Oh yeah, I just muted that a second ago. It was getting a little confusing.
I thought it was going to be okay. But then I unmuted. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a poor idea.
If you get so many cakes in one lobby, how do you expect to stay on topic?
Okay, yeah, fair point. you make a fair point. So we have Abby for the blue team. This time we do have a randomized lobby. If I'm not, yes, we do. We have a randomized lobby. So after every match, there's going to be a team shuffle. But for captains for the blue team this time, we have Abby the Rat. See Abby the Rat very often. Helia Farron as well. Been around for over a month. And we have Elisero. Haven't seen Elisero around. For the red team, we have Mela McCrabernathy, Jacob Fee, Fee, and we have Fox. Like, these are
Q Fox
really... Fox P.
Q Fox
Oh,
P.
that is a really easy way to piss him off. Q Fox P. No,
I can't read it any other way. Look, if you're gonna put a Q on the front of your name and a P on the end of it, what am I supposed to do?
It looks like Queef Ox
Q's
P.
and P's aren't traditionally silent. Well, maybe P as in pterodactyls, but still.
Pterodactyl.
Who ever heard of a silent Q?
I'm trying now. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
And-
from Star Trek Next Generation, Q was never silent.
Huh! That was horrible.
Yes,
Oh my god.
Q often
I mean-
was.
Dan's not here, so I'm gonna have to be the one to fire you this time.
Can I just fire myself?
Out of a cannon, out of a Typhon.
Out of a
into
out of a photon
these
torpedo
ships.
tube.
Just tie a harpoon around my leg and shoot it at the other ship. I'd much rather be attached to them than y'all.
Your head's hard enough to break the armor. Whoa!
Whoa!
Burn.
Well,
In case you couldn't tell,
if you were being shot at a ship, you'd be shatter damage because your head is so empty.
oh,
Not as
hey.
good, Kind of slower, but more.
That joke was very hollow.
Ugh.
It's
Oh,
more
dear
relevant to
God.
guns.
Dear God. Dear God. At least we're only keeping Sammy around for, 1 hour. Jeez.
Hollow,
This
but I
guy,
got
man.
the
This
point.
game will get started soon, so we. I can go to something I can talk about. Humor is not my strong suit.
Iron
gonna
Force is
laughing
a
at
little bit
jokes.
sillier. It's a little bit more relaxed just because the competitive game is 2 ships versus 2 ships.
Right.
So this is more, there's not much in the way of competitive implication when it comes to this. Sometimes, you see a goofy build and it's fun to see, but it doesn't really imply much about, the competitive scene. So this is just fun. It's like, good practice for people. Just fun to hang out. And 3v3 it's not something that comes up as often, I'd say. Like usually, like even the pubby games are 2v2.
Right.
So
It's just so different from everything else. I feel like this game really was balanced around the 2v2.
Oh yeah, it really feels that way. I mean, I feel like there are certain things that become significantly overpowered when you hit 3v3 or 4v4. Specifically the Galleon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, part of the way that the Galleon is balanced is that you have these massive guns, but the thing can't move worth crap. And if anything gets too close, or if the Galleon isn't in its engagement range and it gets engaged on, then it tends to have a lot of trouble. But in 3v3, it's easier for the Galleon to take a couple licks, keep on ticking, and then move into position because its allies are in there too.
Right.
And it's more difficult to focus down a Galleon, which is part of the way it's balanced.
Imagine a just a super elite team, 3 galleons, combination of lumberjacks and heavy flaks and Hades, all of them shooting accurately. Like, there's nothing you could do.
No,
You
not
couldn't
at all.
charge it; you'd get annihilated. I mean, you can already functionally one salvo a ship with just 1 galleon. The only counter is like, oh, maybe I can isolate it. Well, not if there's a whole 2 other ships you have to contend with.
Yeah, pretty much. Man, this is I was saying that I was going to do the Metamidian today, but since the Hephaestus got delayed, I'm going to do it next week
Word.
instead because I want to talk a little bit about the way the metagame is.
You're really
like,
going to call it
for-
the Metamidian?
Oh yeah,
Do we really need to promote more Pyramidians being used in competitive play?
it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm promoting it. It's a thing. It's a thing, man.
It's probably a good thing, though, that this Iron Fork is a more casual event, because I feel like if this was, the uber competitives that we see in other matches, you would definitely see just all snipers, everyone just sitting on different sides of the map, no one moving at all.
Yeah, the Iron Fork is exactly the opposite of that. I mean, you look at Water Hazard, something that should be like a sniping map, and you just see endless brawls. The only thing that the openness means is that it's easier to get back into the brawl.
The only long-range ship I'm really seeing right now is 1 Pyramidian, that's Merc Light Flak.
Oh, really?
Everything else is pretty much short range.
Double Gatling on the Fozzie, that's pretty standard. Dental Academy, it's a flamethrower carronade.
The Galleon and Spires are both watched as their longest ranged weapon, and they're both teamed up with shorter ranged light weapons.
Yeah, you have the Hwacha on the Flying Poke, was the Alexandria have. You have the carronade Hwacha. I gotta say, actually, the Alexandria usually has that double mortar, and it works surprisingly well in
Sure.
in just 3v3 because you have so many armor breaks that are going on. So it
Way
works.
to catch them up.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like it's an opportunistic weapon in
Mhm.
3v3. It's like, hey, we have the chance to lay down some hull damage. Let's just friggin' do it. Though
You're
I-
definitely right, though. 3v3 is one place where you definitely would see more weirder builds actually being effective. A Flakfish could theoretically work well in a 3v3.
Well, weirder in what context? I mean, 3v3, this kind of thing should be normal. Just
Yeah, I guess when I
because-
say weirder, I just mean not 2v2.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a narrow world view, apparently.
Expand your mind. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering. Maybe the Iron Fork should try doing a 4v4 just for funsies.
Gosh.
A Delta Jug saying, let's avoid doing Crazy King. So, let's go ahead and go through the ships. For the red team, the Red Raiders, whatever you want to call them. First, we have the VSS Abdicative, being piloted by Jacob Fee. It is a blenderfish. That means carrying it on the front. And for port and starboard, it has a couple flamethrowers. Aboard the Fozzie the Pira, a Pyramidian, of course, being piloted by Quafoxpa. He's going to rip my head off. We have
That's
double
right,
gat
Portugal.
forward. Shut up. We have double gat forward with a Banshee and another gat on the port. And aboard the VSS Dental Academy, a Pyramidian being piloted by Melly McClavanathy. We have a Carronade and flamethrower on the front with an dual Artemis on the port side.
Oh, do you want me to do the blue team?
Yeah, go ahead and go through the
All right,
ships.
blue team, I'll do quick because they're about to close. So we got a Spire, which is a Hwacha mortar with a bunch of chain guns poking out. Typical blender fish on the SF lighter. And, oh god, there's shots going on. And the
Punches are
galleon
quick.
is
Holy
Carronade,
cow.
Hwacha mortar, and more Hwachas and Carronades. Combat!
Yep,
go to
Flying
it.
Cloak getting engaged on really hard. Fozzie the Pura going a little bit too far there. That's going to have to turn around.
Holy-
No real problem there. Dental Academy coming in.
Failed ambush, I'm guessing? Maybe they were hoping Red wouldn't go there. That Spire was completely alone.
Yeah, that was a pretty bold move. I think that you're right. I think the Spire figured that it would be okay as long as it just got into the canyons because it can turn really easily. I mean, if it meets another ship coming around the corner, the Spire's probably going to win just because it can turn so quickly.
One
Uh,
ship. That's completely assuming the three ships aren't flying together.
Yeah,
As we
there's
saw
that.
Which I don't think is a good assumption.
Unfortunately, Johnny, we don't have the cool gun graphics this time. That will be there for the Hephaestus, though. That
Well.
will be using the Hephaestus. SF Lighter, taking gap fire.
He's probably going to go
Almost
down
down.
here too.
Yeah, the red ships are flying together. Lighter gets a bump. Abdicative gonna come around from behind, nudges them into the geometry.
I think it might be
and
abdicated.
Are we
I
really
have
going to
a
go
question.
over this again?
I'm pretty sure it's abdicative.
Oh, wait, really? Is that something that's come up before? It's abdicative? Anyway, SF Lighter is dead. And we are once again,
Ramped up.
it looks like Red's going for another charge against Blue.
Keep in mind, Dan
probably
can't
smart,
pronounce ship names at times.
Nope. He has trouble. That's why we got rid of him. Dan is gone. He's fired. We have got. He was not going to make his $0 a month living off of casting. Casting. Gatling going down on the flying poke once again, getting the worst end of this. It's one saving grace is that maybe the Fozzie Pier won't be able to get the ram in. Spire dropping, Fozzie the Pier dropping as well. No shoot
Is it?
vent.
Oh, it
But
did
it does
hit.
get knocked
Oh,
hard. There it goes. Gatling going to chip away that last little bit of hull.
hell,
Three for
almost missing probably actually made that ram even more brutal. It made it more downwards. Put that lawn dart right into the ground.
SF Lighter eating some flamethrower. Or no, that's the Dental Academy eating it. Alexandria, though, in a lot of trouble. Flamethrower coming in from behind, loading up those engines. Alexandria is not really going anywhere for a while. That balloon is down. This is Galleon Bane right here. Flamethrower and Carronade. There's
And so
nothing
many
to
guys.
do.
There's no armor. Is this going to be a triple ram?
Yep, and it's not dead. Armor's down.
Well,
Flamethrower's
glorious
gonna
that
be
is. I'm sorry, but that is silly.
Maybe a little bit
Yes,
overkill.
it worked, but oh my god.
Balloon down. on
Three
the
ships
objective
ramming at the same time?
in
Just because there's space to ram doesn't mean you should.
SF Lighter coming in on the Abdicative. Guess the Ram. Ally coming in the Flying Poke. Dental Academy, though, turning around. They can get that. I believe that is the Carronade Flamethrower. Yes, it is. Going in on the Flying Poke. Armor down. If that Spire loses, then it is just completely useless. It's
They-
so
These charging piers, yeah, they have the advantage, but unless they get these rams, which it looks like it's going to do, they don't have any way of finishing the kill. In fact, it looks like the Spire might survive for a bit longer than it really should be.
Just a little bit. That hydrogen is going to bring it up to a certain point, but with that balloon damage, okay, they're going to get the repair on the balloon. Flies of the Pure and Dental Academy are the hydrogen. They are, but, well, Dental Academy is not, interestingly enough. Fozzie is, and the Fozzie is going to be left to deal with the flying poke. Yep, there's the hydrogen. No problem.
The Ram.
Little nudge. Little nudge going to take him out. No
He
problem.
needs to get a kill because they're just constantly getting just outgunned just by the red team doing such a good job of massing their ships on a single target.
Yeah, the flying poke doesn't really have enough defense. The red team is not giving the blue team the chance that it needs to bring itself back around. Alexandria, yeah, there we go. There's the trifecta from Fozzie. This is kind of what they were wanting to do, I think. Double gap, rip through the armor, then the Banshee does some nice damage to the hull. It's pretty nice. Trifectas on Pyramidians are kind of difficult to do, but when they work, they're pretty strong.
Right.
In the meantime, the lighter, down low, abdicative, grinding it down into the dirt. Dental Academy there as well. They're going to do another double ram. Ugh.
Fozzie, though, lost his armor and took a watch to the face for it. Took 2 watches. There's that blue kill we were talking
Oof.
about.
Yep. Finally, with 2 red ships way down on the floor with 1, the Flying Poke and the Alexandria were able to bring those 3 medium guns to bear on a single ship. And I don't know. I'm not sure
How many
it matters
ships go
very
through
much.
that well?
I'm not sure it matters much which medium gun is firing on the single ship. If you have 3 medium guns firing on a single ship, it's not
Something's
going
going
to
to
survive
happen.
very long. Yeah,
And that something is probably death.
probably.
If not maiming. Something bad.
At very least, really nasty maiming.
And they need to
SF
try to get the same onto the Dental Academy before the Abdicative can take the Flying Poke out of the fight. But it looks like Alexandria is just staying way too far back. Maybe they lost some engines or something, but
They did.
they're really squandering this possible 3v2 situation. And it looks like Fozzie the Fury is going to be able to get back into combat. Abdicative did a good job beating the Flying, and Dental Academy is getting the better of the SF Glider.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the lighter getting lit on fire. Shouldn't have built that balloon lighter to it. Dental Academy pretty much is in a really good spot right now. Balloon's going down. That is going to keep one of the guns from firing. So that's going to be sort of lighter's saving grace. Is that sort of specific part of the Pyramidion. Abdicative coming in on Flying Poke. Flying Poke doing a really good job keeping itself defended. Armor goes down. There it goes.
Second Spire
kill.
kill.
Spire just
People generally think Spire's not that good in the one-on-one, but just so many frontal weapons. It can just be brutal if it doesn't die.
when you're up against Spire. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Armor's
but here
not
comes Q
coming in.
Foxby.
There it is. Wow.
Q Foxy with the final kill. I'm sure Q Foxy is very happy. Especially since I'm saying his name repetitively correctly. Good job, Q Foxby. MVP goes to Q Foxby.
I think I think the way the combat, like the close range Spire works is whichever ship gets the first volley off wins. Because, I mean, the firepower on the Spire is massive, but it has no hull and no armor. And if any of its components are damaged, it takes forever to try and actually bring it back up. But at the same time, you have 2 Gatlings and a Hwacha, and then another mortar, just in case you want the pilot fire. You can do that. So if the Spire can get that first volley off, disable everything, then, let's see, I just want to see Fjords, Water Hazard. Okay, gonna be Water Hazard. But if the Spire can manage to get the first volley off, disable something, grind down that armor with those 2 Gatlings and then still have that mortar, that's possible. Like, I think that really is all it is. The correct term is glass cannon, indeed, Galen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should probably bring up the Twitch chat, shouldn't I?
Yep, I've been reading. I've been reading the Twitch chat just so much.
Has anybody said anything relevant, important?
Rod of Butte says Spire's having a bad day.
It's a Spire. They always have bad days.
Boom! Yes, yeah, I said we're not using any cool gun graphics this time. I'm reading chat. Password is open. Password is yummy. I'll type it in chat.
It is completely full lobby, though.
Yeah, so you're going to be hard-pressed to get in. People tend to enjoy sticking around in the Iron Fork, but spots do open up pretty much every time, at least 1 or 2, so you have a chance. And Galen, I had a friend in high school named Galen. so I know how to pronounce your name. I'm gonna close my window.
Now here's the question: how are we gonna have me swap out with rotted beef?
Why?
Can you do that out? Can you do the swap thing out of game? Or we're just gonna have to make sure no one joins the spectator slot.
We're just gonna have to do it real quick, like.
Real quick, like.
Real quick, like.
I like that. There is an open spot right now. Maybe Falon will jump in.
Perhaps. We do have a spot open. So if after like the 20-second delay, yep.
I was about to say, yeah, we have a
No
spot
way.
open 20 seconds ago, and Felon did grab it.
Nope.
Sorry.
Again, no Dan here today. Sorry, guys. It's Fourth Oracle as usual. Hi, guys. But this time, again, I am joined by Sammy BT. He's going to be around for another 40 minutes, probably next couple matches, and then we are going to swap in Rotted Beef. I gotta question why exactly you chose that name,
What name?
Rotted Beef. The first thing I think of when I hear that name is Psychonauts.
Don't know that.
I-
game.
I-
Well enough
have
to
you
comment
played-
on this reference.
Have you played Psychonauts? They're
I'm assuming it's a crazy version of Awesome Knots.
no, Psychonauts is an old game by Tim Schafer.
So Awesome Knots is just a more awesome version of it.
No, it's a 3D action platformer adventure.
So no,
No, it's not
connection.
It's not Awesome Knots. Psychonauts is not Awesome Knots.
it's not a mod.
No,
DLC
no,
expansion
no.
prequel
None
sequel
of the no.
spiritual successor.
You're getting the worst of me.
Sorry, Forthical.
Dang it.
You mean Foracle.
Foracle.
I was-
I like Forthical. I feel like the TH is important.
I
Besides, I can be like, go Forthical, my son.
back when I cast League of Legends, one of the people I cast with a lot called me Forthical a lot.
I'm the same person.
Yes, you are the
I
exact
found you.
same person. Obviously, I couldn't escape you,
It's been me the
Zenherpack.
whole time. Yes, I am Zenderpack.
Zen-
Zenderpack? Was that it?
Zenherak.
Yes, Zenderak. Well, my friends called me Zenderpack. You were just Zenderhack.
Okay, as long as we're clear. Uh. No, I had kind of a funny moment. I cast with Zenrak for a while, and he's like a big admin. He does a lot of adminning for League of Legends stuff. One of the big shots, but I didn't realize. I'm a big fan of Grass Hyren. If anyone knows those Grass Hyren videos, Grassy, I love them, and I didn't realize that Zenrak was like one of Grassy's friends that was in the videos a lot. And so that made me happy. That was a really fun revelation.
I'm sorry, but casting communities, League of Legends, things I cannot comment on. Sorry to leave you hanging here, Forthical.
That's okay.
I'm just like, oh yeah, Zenherak. That's a cool sounding name.
I have so many stories from my NESL days, man.
I don't even know what
I
that
have so many
is.
stories
What,
from my NES
NESL?
days.
What's Nestle? Is
Huh!
it like some subsidiary of Nestle?
A bug report. Oh my. We have a couple Muse people in here. We had
Oh,
great
there's
team.
Sorius.
Yeah, and we have Rosorius now. Where is he? He's aboard the
On
HMS
the
Orinoco.
Orinoco. Oh, you don't have him added as a friend? Hate Muse.
Melon McCrabbernathy's ship. Q Fox P.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then Quafoxpa's ship name is the Captain is Fox.
The cap period, though. I like how you added the period there. Actually, no, it's not the captain is Fox. I think it's the captain is FOX.
Oh.
It's all uppercase.
No,
Or
I,
maybe-
I don't
no,
know where you're
he's
getting this, man.
yelling it.
I'm reading it as the captain is Quafoxpa. That's what I'm getting, man.
No, I'm fairly sure it's supposed to be yelled. So the captain is Fox.
Fox!
I was thinking the exact same thing. Pretty smooth flying, Fox.
Hey Einstein, I'm on your side.
I just think the Pyramidion.
Yeah,
I just think the Pyramidion. It sounds like a stage direction in like a play or a Broadway show. Cue Fox P.
Balana has a good point. Why don't you just call yourself F-Zero-X? No, see, then we'll just make F-Zero jokes instead of Star
Yeah.
Fox.
Falcon Punch.
Falcon Kick! Yes! Oh my god, I
only
remember...
know that character from Super Smash Brothers.
I
never played
was...
it in actual games. Was actually disappointed the second I saw it. It's like, oh, it's just some weird ass racing game.
I'm old enough to remember when that character was first created.
Man, I had an old F-Zero game on the Game Boy Advance, and I was just absolutely god-awful at it, and I just stopped playing it forever. Man, you know what I'd like to see in one of the new Smash Brothers games? I'd like to see someone from Advance Wars.
Oh god, that would be fantastic.
That'd be great, man. Could you imagine
Just
like
have
Sturm?
Andy run around like hitting everybody with those wrenches.
Andy or Sturm? Dude, Sturm would be awesome. Like, I don't know, like he's got that whole face mask going.
Yeah.
And like that, he'd have like such an imposing presence. Think of the awesome animations you could do with that, man.
Yeah, be like a Ganondorf style kind of guy. Just big, strong, scary, doesn't say much. No, that'd
Yeah,
definitely be
pretty much.
fantastic.
Pretty much. And oh my gosh, I'm thinking like he could like call in airstrikes from Mars. That'd be
That'd be
great.
so fucking cheap. Because he was so cheap.
All right, we're finally getting
Here
it.
we go. Alrighty.
Took a minute. Water hazard. Sammy BT, what is it like? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I mean, outside of my expertise, because it's a 3v3 that you don't see in the 2v2. However, it's a fairly open spot.
3v3v.
Plebeian 3v3.
They're 3v3vians.
3v. No, it's an open map. A lot of it has the characteristic large spires, which are great for some hard cover. Plenty of clouds to lose your spots in. So it's a good combination of openness, but still ways to break sight.
I'd say it's significantly more open than Northern Fjords. Because there aren't as many clouds. Like in Northern Fjords, there are enough clouds that you
Right.
can still kind of turn it into a brawling map, depending on how active the enemy team is with flares. But
Correct.
it's kind of interesting. So, getting underway for the red team, we have the VSS Abdicative. It is Goldfish being piloted by Jacob Fee. On the front, Lumberjack. We're talking about potentially making this a sniping map. Couple of flamethrowers on either side just in case. Aboard the Flying Poke, a Spire being piloted by Abby the Rat. We have, again, Watcher on the front, a couple of the Mortar, and a couple of Gatlings on either side. And aboard the Q Fox P, a Pyramidion being piloted by Mela McCrabbernappy. We have, again, the Flamethrower Carronade on the front, with dual Artemis on the port.
Oh god. All right, combat's already begun, but
Yep.
no. 4 is the captain is Q Foxby's ship, but it is a double gat. Sorry, it's attacking the galleon.
Holy
sorry.
cow!
Holy
The
shit.
Gatlings! The Gatlings, my child.
There's
There
already
it goes.
the
The
kill.
captain is Quafoxpa.
Well, hopefully they'll take the second to reorient so I can talk about these final 2 galleons. We have a pure sniping galleon. Look at that. Double flak left side with a Hades. And double watcher right. That guy's looking for some long distance. And it is paired with a close-range brawler galleon, Carronade Watcher Mortar, with the same on the right. So we'll see if they can make use of those heavy flasks, because as you know, those heavy flasks can just change an engagement so quickly. Get that
Yeah,
immediate kill if the armor breaks, but if they don't get that break, it is worthless as a gun.
Oh yeah, like in competitive matches, what I say with Dan all the time is you forget about the
Boom!
until
It just happened right fucking there.
yep,
guys.
you
Sorry
forget
for the
about the
curse.
flak until it becomes relevant, and then it just makes an explosive entry back into the game.
And you know what? Remembering about it, it doesn't help.
Yeah, yeah,
If
like,
it shoots, you're dead.
it's
It doesn't
almost
matter if you're
surprising.
ready for it. You can't be ready for it.
If you have a Pyramidion ram, you're kind of expecting that big damage, but the flak is just like, and they're dead.
You're alive, you're dead.
The captain is Foxpa
not-
coming
you're
in
never
on
flying.
Flying Poke.
We're seeing a lot of split engagements here. Captain Fox fighting the Flying Poke and Aurenico fighting the Abdicative. Hard to
Yeah,
tell
they're-
who's better too, though.
We're getting pretty split. This is kind of interesting. It's surprising that dual Galleons are getting split so hard in a 3v3. I mean, 2v2 it makes sense, but 3v3
Right.
a little bit difficult to fathom. Yep, Flying Poke goes down. Not too difficult to fathom. That Pyramidion did get the better of that Spire. We talked about how important that first engagement was.
And now, while I do love the heavy flak, I feel like having two of them is showing to be a big liability on the Aurenico right now, because it really can't do anything against this Abdicative. One Hades and two heavy flaks is not enough to do anything by yourself. You are completely, you can't react, and this Lumberjack has just been slowly putting him on the ground, slowly isolating him, and barely taking any damage in return.
Yeah, it's gonna need an ally. I'm not sure it can do much. I personally think that dual flak the Hades might be useful, just because the flak does do decent damage to the armor if you can land the shots.
Kind of.
It chips it away. It chips it
Yeah,
away.
but I feel like you'd still be better served with a Lumberjack or a Hwacha. You don't need the two heavy flaks.
Yeah, I mean, one is enough. Ooh, Captain is Fox, not looking great. I like that maneuver from the Q Fox speed, turning that port side with the Artemai for that little bit of explosive damage to finish off that hull.
Man, I wish there was a way to differentiate between the Q Fox P ship and the captain of the ship that's called the Fox Captain. What is it again? The captain is Fox. Because they have the...
No. The captain is Fox!
The captain is Fox!
Fox!
I'm not comfortable yelling, sadly.
I'm plenty comfortable yelling. Q Foxby coming in on the Alexandria flamethrower going down. They only have Sync or Chem Spray on one gun. There it goes. Q Foxby looking to do pretty good damage to Alexandria. Nice watcher going out on the Flying Poke.
Very
If
good
that-
watch. I
there's
was surprised it
engagement.
hit.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm
Thin
impressed.
target, moving full speed, and being completely messed over by other ships. And I'm still going to try to take out something on the spire. You go, Alexandria.
It's gonna go down anyway, though.
It
That
did go.
that flamethrower carronade. Who was it? I'm trying to remember.
Overpowered.
Who was it? It might have been Tropo that was saying the flamethrower carronade is the ultimate dueling setup.
Yeah, no, it was already one of the best builds in the game, in my opinion. And then they buffed the Flamer because everyone wanted to punish long-range people and didn't realize the insanity that is the current Flamer. But no, a Caro Flamer Pyramidion in a one-on-one brawl is nigh unbeatable, and everything's equal. Its guns are sunken in, so you can't shoot out the weapons. Its balloon is relatively protected, so you can't do standard blending. And it's just putting you on the ground so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I gotta say, I feel like I'm not sure that I'm convinced the flamethrower is entirely OP. I think it's still decently balanced.
I'm not sure. Maybe OP is not the right word, but I feel like it is definitely unbalanced.
Well,
And that's mainly just coming from the fact that my team was very nearly beat by the old Flamer. And the new Flamer is most definitely better than the old Flamer.
oh yeah.
And so I guess where I'm coming from is like if it was balanced before, because I feel like it really was. It had its uses, but it also had its drawbacks.
Here,
it's
we'll talk
better
about
now
that in a minute after the Orinoco finishes getting ground down. Gatling going down. Will the chip be enough? Armor comes back up. If it goes down again, though, that's
That
it.
is a sliver of a sliver.
Yeah, no kidding. How thin can you cut the cheese slices? Lumberjack coming out. Armor is
Even with
down.
just a tiny
One
bit
more
tiny.
anything. One more anything, man.
Like a drop
Armor
of water?
like that. Yeah. Yeah. No, you know what happened to Fish? Fish came up, flopped on deck, and the ship fell apart.
I think it might have just been some of the rainwater falling down right now.
Q Foxby coming around from on the bad side of the captain is Quafoxpa. Gonna be able to bring it down, it looks like. Carronade not having any trouble bringing that balloon down over and over again. Flamer ripping through that armor. So, I think... I think that there are two, kind of back on that flamethrower topic. I think that, well, in a minute, after the Q Foxby brings down the captain as Fox, like, look at this dueling potential, man. This Pyramidion is hopeless.
Yep. Everything is disabled. Any missed chem spray is an immediate, just like 8 stacks. I mean, and your balloon's down. And generally, a Carronade strategy will not generally do terribly well against another Pyramidion. But that Flamer is generally able to change things up. Although we are seeing Captain Fox being able to get a bit of a turnaround, but this really could go either way.
Ooh, look at that Ram doing some nice hull damage just before
barely getting the armor up in time. Q Foxby nearly died there.
Yeah, that definitely could have been a lot worse. But that Ram did do a decent bit of hull. This is a full-fledged duel, man. Captain is Fox. I feel like it puts itself at a major disadvantage with that double Gatling, though. I'm not a fan of it.
No, definitely. I mean, there's just so many missed opportunities. And at the very least, with a Gat mortar, if your engine is down, you might still have a shot. If your engine is down with double Gat, you have no finisher. While that duel is going on, the Alexandria once again got double teamed by the Abdicated and the Flying Poke. Just a dangerous cocktail of Gatlings, Lumberjacks, and Watches. Bring down any ship really fucking quickly.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm pretty sure it's abdicative because the suffix icative always has that is sound.
But it's like abdicate.
Abdicate? Yeah. You abdicate, but the adjective is abdicative.
What? Oh.
Language, man.
English, man. I'm a wordsmith. I can just make up whatever I want to say.
I don't think that's how...
That's totally how it works. Sarah Palin taught
Captain
me
is
that.
Fox. Look at this. Look at this. Double Gat grinding down the Q Foxby. Armor comes back up just in time, but nope. Sneezes a couple of nasty Gatling shots down on it and finishes it off.
Make fun of my name, will ya?
Abdicative in a little bit of trouble here. That double flat coming out. That Hades, if it can take down that armor, not looking so great right now. Down to half. Not quite anymore. Orinoco is scared for its life right now, though. It's got a spire high above it, and it is dropping down quickly. That spire wants to engage right now.
Looks like Alexandria is going to try to get the abdicative off of it.
Because,
Because, I mean, that's what's really killing these two galleons. That Lumberfish is just doing a fantastic job of keeping them on the ground, out of arc, not able to fight back.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, Watcher goes out on the abdicative. Doesn't quite disable anything but a flamethrower that's not in use right now. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This Lumberjack is ripping through specifically these Galleons. I mean, I feel like the Lumberjack is already extremely powerful against Galleons just because the balloon's so big.
Right.
And it's easy to hit. It sort of can mess up cycles as well.
Repairs aren't as generally as quick on the balloon. You have people doing a million different things. No, Lumberjacks are definitely very good against Galleons. And with the Lumberfish, it's able to so quickly reorient, rechange where it is.
Oh, abdicative,
Although
getting
the
ground
man-
down. The captain is Fox coming around from behind. Can't quite finish it off. There's no mortar. Armor
A
down
part
to
of
the
me
Orinoco.
dies every time I see whole armor going down from Gat. That just that should not happen.
The Orinoco just needs to survive a bit longer. Flying Pope coming in hard. Gatling raining down. Balloon's not looking great. There's the bounce, and Flying Pope goes down, but it doesn't matter. That
Man,
was
Q
just a
Foxby though
little
was
bit
leading a charge at the end to try to save that team. Q Foxby the pilot, not Q Foxby the ship. I understand why it'd be very confusing to the viewers. But he almost was able to save that entire situation, getting those 2 kills right off the bat. That was an amazingly tight match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that double Gat just... I understand, like, it can work better in 3v3, but those fights were just way too split for anything to...
Right. It wasn't until the end where we were really seeing all the ships kind of, fighting together at that last bit, but we were definitely seeing a lot of split engagements where just the ships weren't as effective alone.
Mm-hmm.
A Pyramidion shouldn't have too much an issue dealing with a Carronade attacker just because it has that armored balloon. Ooh, we have a Crazy King.
Uh-oh.
Aren't
Looks
people-
like you're going to be hanging out a little bit longer. Well, I think what really did the blue team in was that lack of firepower with the 2 flaks. That double flak, I think, really hurt them.
Right. Especially, I mean, it probably could have worked a bit better if the Galleons were doing a better job staying together. But Red Team was doing such a great job of keeping them split, keeping them too busy worrying about the ground as opposed to worrying about flying near each other. And since they were so busy trying to just not be on the ground, they weren't able to actually support each other.
Mm-hmm.
If you have 2 Galleons, I'm sure you saw this a million times from Duck Overwatch practices, they have to be fighting together. They are very bad when they're just bouncing on the ground, fighting one guy at a time and not able to do anything.
Yeah, we've seen Double Galleon on the Robin Dan show in the scrims, and it's been really interesting to watch. It works surprisingly well if they fly well together. That's
right.
That's the really important modifier there.
But if you're popping their balloon, when you have a popped balloon, it's very hard to stay in formation because you're no longer thinking about where your allies going. You're thinking about, holy crap, the ground is approaching, and I'm an airship, not a ground ship.
Yeah.
Now, you guys were talking a bit about the flamethrowers during the match. I was under the impression that the flamethrower, it was a fix to the flamethrower, that the original flamethrower was bugged.
Yes, it was technically bugged. What happened was not every flame particle would hit.
Okay.
The thing, though, was if they had fixed it completely, had the old flamer stats hit, the flamer would have been the most effective killing gun in the game.
Mm-hmm.
A flamer would have been better at breaking permahull than a mortar.
Mm-hmm. And then they had to do like 2 nerfs from those stats once the
right.
Once
So
the
in
bug was
DevApp
removed.
they did a lot of testing, but the thing is, the strength from the flamer, I mean, it rightly shouldn't come from the direct damage. It comes from the fire stacks.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the every particle hitting, that means every particle that basically just increased the ignition chance and the speed of which stacks now occur. I think I did the math a while ago, but basically, right now, assuming everything's perfectly average, I think it's like 3 stacks per second on an unchem spray component right now. If you're using something like Greased, it bumps up to 5.
That's
and
why
so
chem
that
spray's
makes
gotten
it
popular.
next to impossible to come back from a mistaked chem spray. Now, there are things they could do that would make the flamer still extremely viable. Basically, though, you don't need to go from 0 to 20 in order to make the flamer viable. The threat of flame alone is what makes the flamer viable. When you're having to take time to chem spray things, your repairs are less efficient. When you're having to deal with things, your gunning's less efficient. And so basically the small threat of flame is truly the killer. At least, I mean, that's what I've always found to be true.
Well, I half agree with you. I think the way I've kind of come to understand the weapons in this game, the more I played it, is I guess this is kind of anecdotal, but I kind of see guns in this game being of 2 different varieties. You have a main gun. This is the kind of gun that is usually paired with something else. So this is your Gatlings and mortars. I'm just gonna go into here Wilson's notes. This is your Echidna. But then you also have weapons that are also used for harass a little bit. So these are your Banshees, your Carronades sometimes, like your mine launchers. Weapons that can do a decent amount completely on their own. They don't need another gun to do it, but at the same time, they're not going to be the mainstay weapon. But there are a couple weapons that do double duty. The Carronade can be a forward gun if paired with the right gun, but it can also be a support weapon. You see a lot of Carronades on the port sides of Pyramidions. It's really popular. Oh, the Flare is another one of those you can have on the side. That's just nice to have as a single gun on the side. But there are a couple that do double duty. The Banshee can do double duty. I feel like it's weaker than the Echidna, now that the Echidna is buffed, and you're not going to see a lot of Banshee as a main gun anymore. But the Artemis also serves double duty. I mean, you see a lot of Artemis on the port side of a Pyramidion, just for good measure, because it does decently well on its own, but it also can get paired
Good
up with a Berg.
disabler, good enough explosive.
Yeah.
Not same as a light flak or mortar, but decent at that range it's engaging at.
Yeah, absolutely. And the no arming time is huge too. That allows it to be more versatile. And I think the flamethrower kind of falls under that category now as well. It didn't used to. It used to be a gun that you just sort of had on the side. You didn't see it on the front very much. It was just like, oh, hey, they're coming along. Might as well pop a couple of flames on the ship, while they're passing by the port side. But that's changed. Now it's one of these like core, one of these guns that can be used as core or as sort of a support gun. My question is, like, is it too good as a main gun? And I'm not entirely sure about that, because if you do mess up a chem spray cycle, it's brutal. But if you can't keep the chem spray cycle going, the flamethrower is 100% ineffective, and it's going to lose.
That's why the Kara is so. That's why the flamer is so well paired with the carronade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, when I think about disable techniques, flamers, carronades, shatter things, it's less about the numbers that you're putting against the ship, but it's more about your ability to overwhelm the enemy crew. And so when you're having a balloon popped, you're having an engineer freaking out because, oh my god, the balloon's down. You're also taking some armor damage from residual shots to the balloon, so you have that guy freaking out. And then suddenly you have this monster of a flamer coming in. And it doesn't even have to be the new flamer. The old flamer did this well enough, where your ship is just bathed in flames, where everything could just spontaneously combust. And the second you put down that mallet hit, I'm sure this happened to every engineer before. You hit that mallet, and like the second after, you get that one stack of flame that just negates everything, and you just stare at it for 9 seconds as the repair you just did means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so the flamer is so great at overwhelming enemy crews. It's so great at making it so that, oh my gosh, things are combusting, everything's on fire. What can I do? Nothing. I'm dead.
Yeah, I think it's the ultimate duelist weapon. It's the ultimate duelist combo, the carronade and flamethrower. But I feel like it's fine. I feel like it's fine as a duelist weapon. But the real disadvantage of it is that it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's a great dueling weapon, but this isn't a 1v1, or this isn't a one ship versus one ship. This is a 2v2.
Correct.
So when you have the 2v2, it takes a long time to actually kill something with that carronade and flamer. And a dual carronade flamer setup, I'm talking like Pyramidion, just isn't going to work for you usually, because you're going to get ripped through before they can even get close. Especially like if a Gatling mortar pair can get down on you. I mean, that's just kind of an example. But I feel like it definitely serves a different. It's created its own niche, or niche, however you want to pronounce it. Nietzsche.
Right.
But it's a new strategy that has opened up because of the buff to the flamer.
And honestly, some of this could just be old man Sammy, just being like, back in my day, you had to use a Gat mortar if you wanted to be a brawler. Heck, actually, back in my day, it was Gat flak.
Yeah, geez, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, the mortar was seen as too unreliable. It was too unreliable. It had insane jitter. Shots went everywhere. You had 16 shots, though, back in the day, which explains the model. Look at a light mortar, count the number of ammo spots. It's not 14.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny.
Something they need to change.
I never looked at that.
Like so many, I think there are a few other examples, but a lot of weapons no longer look correct to their ammo. But the mortar is a good example of that.
Uh-huh.
Lesmach was always used in the mortars as well.
Yeah, still used.
Because Gatlings had a long range.
I'd say occasionally you see Lesmach. I remember back on...
it's now generally all burst, though.
I'm going to be old man fourth now and say back when I flew aboard Maddie's Mobula. Oh my god, that thing was brutal. But he'd have me take Lesmach.
I'm sorry, but you can't call yourself old man before you start an anecdote about the Mobula, that newfangled ship they just recently introduced.
Yeah, jeez. I'm thinking about the good old days though, when I flew instead of just watched people fly. No, Lesmach is definitely a thing. It gets used occasionally, but definitely.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It used to be though mandatory, but that was back when the Gatling had like what, a 600, 700 range.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And so you basically needed the mortar to keep up. You needed the Lesmach to keep up with that range.
I joined the game during the reign of the Wolf Pack. God, that was so dumb. Like, the fact that they could just be like, enemy! Like, they don't even worry about their angle of approach or anything. Just,
Front charge, front charge, front charge.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're good at it, it can still kind of work.
Right on the refinery, strap in your seatbelts, and, I don't know, grab a glass of water. Use the bathroom before we
anticipating
start.
a quick match.
Yeah, totally, because
I'm pretty sure Rada Beef is going to get the whole 1 hour. That's going to be over in 10 minutes.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, do you have your timer thing?
I do.
Well, I guess we couldn't stream it that easily, but all right, let's do ship builds real quick.
Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and go through the red chips while I try to locate my...
Word. All right, the Abdicative is running a good old Blenderfish with flamers on the side. The Orenkino Galleon running a close range setup this time. Double carronade with a carousel. That's going to rip things up close range. Flamer on the back and 2 watches on the right. And the last to complete out the red fleet is a squid. Flamer front, carousel side, carronade back. It's almost like this is a cake team that likes setting things on fire. Over on the blue team, we have a good old Hwacha fish, carousel and mortar sides. A Metamidian Gat mortar front, flamer mine side. And filling it out is another squid, which is a carronade front, Gatling side, mine launcher rear. So we're definitely seeing the teams playing for this capture point map. For those not aware, right on the refinery is a crazy king match. If basically there are 5 points on the map goes around to the different points. You can see the timer at the top and the score. In Guns of Vickers, you have to completely control the point. It's not enough to have more ships on the point. You have to completely clear the point of enemy ships before you even start capturing it. So it's often about who gets there first and who can hold it the most effectively.
Yep,
but there's a lot of blocking, a lot of strategic, just charging and dying just to make sure one team doesn't get 5 points. Red team was able to quickly get that first point, and yeah, here we go. Let the fun begin.
I'm still looking for it. Gosh darn it.
Well, the match started at 5:50.
Got it!
I can keep time the
Found
old-fashioned way by looking at my clock.
Wow, dang. All right, timer's going. We'll see how long this goes.
So Red was able to take the first point. Looks like Blue's already trying to go to the next point. A lot of this, lots of the tactics of capture point, especially Crazy King, is moving to the next point before it's there. Because as I was saying, it's all about who gets there first, generally speaking. And we're seeing both teams trying to get over. But it looks like Blue's going to get there first.
I love what the Darwin's Eulogy is doing. Do you see what it's doing? It's like it's not going forward toward the point. It's backing up so it can fire out a Hwacha barrage.
Yeah, you generally don't see Pyramidians back away like that unless it's specifically kiting. It's
this is a goldfish.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Goldfish. You see, what I was thinking was you see Pyramidians do that all the time. Generally, goldfish will just go ahead and turn and move to his destination.
Yeah, usually.
But hey, Ocarina's got to pay.
Orinoco coming in.
Yeah, sorry, Orenkino. The
Orinoco.
guy's been double teamed this entire match, and he's only just now taking Permahull.
Yeah, it tends to go out on his own.
Testament to the, just the tankiness of these galleons. He is going to get some help from the Abdicative. The Abdicative? Which one?
Abdicative.
Abdicative.
Yeah, Flamethrower coming out for a little bit of defense on the poke, but not quite able to stop it entirely. Abdicative trying to run defense. Yeah, trying to run defense. Darwin's Eulogy, though, doing a pretty good job taking down the Orinoco. It's not down yet, though. The Abdicative coming around from behind.
And look, Orinoco, he has full balloon, full armor.
Yeah.
No components, what to speak, so clearly Orinoco is just being a big old target and just tanking.
He has accepted his
really good
lot in life.
And you know what? It's preventing the red team. It's preventing the blue team from getting points. It's what you got to do.
Well, I'm kind of looking at I'm surprised that the poke hasn't been able to get the kill yet. I mean, it's Gat Mortar. I feel like it's just been sort of charging around too much like that. See, it gets the charge, it gets the ram, but then throws his guns out of arm.
Pointless ram.
Yeah. Pointless rams, they're bad. Like they like
A
if you
mortar
have
is
the
better
advantage-
than your ram, generally speaking, unless you're specifically sandwiching someone.
Ooh,
Especially
Abdicative
fighting
getting a nice
time, you
ram.
don't just ram for no reason.
Nice ram on the Darwin's eulogy. So big shout out to the engineers aboard the Orinoco. Who's on there? We have Resorius, we have Delta Jug, and we have
Jane,
Jane.
AI,
Jane.
the hero of Orinoco, the man they call Jane. That's
You beat
probably
me
a woman.
to it. Gonna show him what
Red was
for.
able to get the point.
I've been watching. I actually just finished watching Firefly again with my roommate who'd never seen it.
Has
So
he
that was
joined the outraged many? Is
Um,
he gonna
I,
sign the petitions to bring it back?
well, he hasn't watched Serenity yet, though.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna watch that really soon, as soon as we can get everything
I'm a
another
leaf
buddy who's
on the
watching
wind.
with us.
Spoilers.
No! Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Watch how I soar. What?
No!
It's an
Stop!
inspirational quote. It's a great message.
Shut
Anyway,
up.
back on topic. We've already seen the teams moving to the next point. 50 seconds until the middle point starts up. A squid and goldfish already there. Please open wide, closer, but has a Goldie on his rear pretty hard. He's trying to duck under. It looks like he's gonna actually. Oh nope, he gets pushed, but he is behind.
Watch it hit those engines pretty hard. We only have buff on one. One of them's down. Do they have anyone that are on the engines, though? They have 2 engineers on those engines now. This is some really nice coordination. The squid recognizes, hey, you don't need anyone on the armor right now. Let's pull them off and get them on the engines, because there is one thing. On any other ship, armor is the most important thing to keep your ship alive. On the squid, that's not true.
Yeah, I mean,
it's-
it's what it takes. You 3 seconds to rebuild it with just one person. Might as well leave it for later. You got high permahull. Squids actually have a really high permahull. A lot of people don't realize that.
yeah, it's kind of surprising.
They do have, 230 armor, though?
They have no armor. Like, the armor goes down so quick. I mean,
For reference, on a squid, you don't want to repair with a rubber mallet on the armor.
nope.
Because it takes too long for the cooldown, and it's so little armor that you're over-repairing.
Yep, meta talk. So, typically what you have aboard a squid, for those of you who play as well, keep this in mind. You always, pretty much always, on a squid want a hull engineer that in combat just sits on the hull and repairs it. Now, the hull engineer, they'll take either, usually chem spray or extinguisher, but then they'll take a spanner, but also a pipe wrench. Because a
Instead of
mallet
a
will
mallet.
overheal way too much. It's incredibly inefficient.
You don't want to overheal, because if you overheal, you're basically sitting around waiting on nothing.
Orinoco.
Alright,
goes down
Fred was
much
able to
less
get the
that
team, but Orinoco finally was not able to tank through the combined force of 3 ships. Please open wide. Oh no, please open wide. Fell off the point. Looks like Blue is going to uncap.
I don't know. You know.
Oh,
know
nope.
what the
Open wide is
difference was
back
there.
on.
You know what the difference was there? It didn't bam. It just let its gap mortar do the work.
Indeed.
Please open wide. Back on the point, but when a squid is confined to a certain spot, it tends not to do very well. Squid is good for getting to the point, but to make a point, you need something else. So
Right. He was trying to fight till the end, which probably was a bad choice. If he had tanked that squid, if you put enough people on a squid armor, it's very hard to kill. It
Yeah,
takes 4 spanner hits to rebuild, right?
Yeah, but they also had a Watcher going down. Once that armor... They had a Watcher shot coming out even before the armor went down.
Right.
Like, that, I'm not
Just
sure...
when I was looking at, literally no one was on the armor. Everyone was shooting guns. Even the person was on the back gun.
They just figured let's do as much damage as possible. The other
Seems like
thing I
the
think they
idea.
realized was the rest of the red team had given up on the point. And that squid was going down really soon no matter what. So I think I kind of agree with their decision to just let themselves go down, get a new ship. Because that's an important tactic in this game mode. The number of kills does not matter. The only thing that matters-
But another important thing, I'm not saying that they could have survived. I'm saying I think they could have lived for 10 more seconds. And that might seem small, but that's 10 less seconds of Blue having the point.
Yeah. That's a good
And
point.
it's a squid. It doesn't need to respawn quickly because it can travel the map quickly.
Yeah.
If it was something like a junker or something that does need to respawn to get to the next point, I can understand not tanking, although that seems heretical. Why would you not be tanking in a chunker?
Yeah, I think you're right.
But
I think you're right.
for Squid, you don't need that respawn. But you know what? As I'm saying, at best, it's fighting for 5 or 10 seconds.
No, you're wrong. I'm right. Always. I'm always right. You're wrong.
So we're already seeing the fight go over this next point, which isn't even technically active yet.
Nope. I think that red team decided to go onto this point just a little bit, or sorry, blue team. And they're just a little bit too early. All right. No, red team. Red team decided to get there too early. Blue team popped off the point. They could just keep it and start contesting this point too early. Abdicative.
It's easy to understand the red team coming too early because this is the blue point, basically. Red spawns on the other side of the map for this.
Yeah, this map's a little bit imbalanced, I'd say, toward the blue team, just because like this point in particular always goes
right
to the
next
blue
to
team.
spawns.
Poke
And
through the
there's
Orinoco.
the key point, but I don't know why it's never as good for the red team as this is for the blue team.
No, it's nowhere near as close. There
All
goes.
right.
Please open
So,
wide. Just trying to block.
Please open wide just needs to live as long as theoretically possible.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally, I was pressing 3 to look, and I was like, I wonder what the crew's going to be doing during this time. I was like, why is it not zooming in on the ship? Oh, that's why it's not zooming in on the ship. It died. The second I say that.
The timing.
The timing is strong with this one.
Oh God.
I'm very glad that happened. I mean,
Rob,
I'm sorry. I'm not being partial against that squid. I'm sad you died.
Rob,
death is a tragic thing.
Yes, Oracle?
Rob, could you make that a highlight, please?
Yes, that will become a highlight.
The squid needs to stay long as human. Was it humanly possible?
No, it just needs to stay the squid needs to stay alive as long as possible. Boom.
It's not very possible.
Oh,
wow.
God.
Blue team is already moving to point C with 2 ships. Which, honestly, it makes sense with how far red would have to go just to uncap blue.
Yep. Yeah,
you know what? This probably is a little bit unfavored.
They're leaving the poke. They're okay
What
with
is
leaving
the poke again? The poke is
It's
Pyramidion.
Metamidion.
Good choice. It can stay alive on its own, and Pyramidion has that good top speed, so it can quickly get to the next point if need be.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd actually start moving now if I was the poke. At best, you lose, 5 points and have a red ship having to stay there?
If I was the poke. Not saying I am. But if I was, I wouldn't done do what they done did. They're leaving it.
What's that even supposed to be?
Well, the poke just left. It's gonna give up all those sweet, juicy points. I guess it just wants to contest the next point that much harder. Huh. I don't know. I disagree with this decision.
Well, no, look, he's going to give up what? Maybe 20?
I don't know. He would have also been able to tie up the abdicative.
I mean, it looks like the abdicative is already going to be waiting.
Yeah, it's a fair... Yeah, I guess you're right. The abdicative...
So,
it's not getting anything.
Look, I think it's going to wait in vain, honestly. It might get, 2 points, maybe?
This is... Yeah,
If anything.
not even.
Maybe he was working for an achievement and trying to help a puppet out.
Technically, they got a point off of it.
Yay!
Did they? No, it was 287. It didn't go up.
Womp fucking womp.
And now the red team's gonna pay for that mistake. Orinoco losing its armor over and over. Metamidion missed the kill way too quickly.
Well, actually,
Flame coming
he's
in.
open wide, disabling the living bejesus out of the poke.
Oh, there it goes. And I just realized flamethrower buff, stealth, squid buff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hadn't really thought about that. We haven't seen a squid in competitive play yet since the...
Except for freaking Overwatch with their Carronade Flamer Pyramidion and Squid combination.
Oh, right. Just when that was changed. No, that was before the change.
Yes, that was before the change.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I wasn't saying we never seen it. We haven't seen it in competitive play after the buff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying we just haven't been seeing it in general.
You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm right!
Well, if you were arguing what I thought you were arguing, I would have been right.
Well,
Open Wide is doing a fantastic job this time of staying alive. Just preventing blue team from getting these points, although it might be the end with the Constantinople getting on it. However, there's no piercing to be had against it right now.
no, this is a sort of combination kill disable squid.
No, he's doing a good. He's keeping the Pyramidion out of combat, which means he's just dealing with the disably Constantinople. Darwin Eulogy's only just now getting in, so he's been able to buy his team. Well, he's been able to prevent blue team from getting a good deal of points.
There's no way though. There's no.
Oh, now he's
not
probably
like this. Whoa! Watch it go.
He missed.
That was kind of silly.
He missed.
Gat mortars on the please open wide though. No way. No. Are the
mortar
dude,
must be down or
slow
something.
Down. Turn your ship. Turn your ship. The please open wide has bought so much time. That being said, blue team's going to be able to capture this. Blue team's going to be able to capture this.
Oh, obviously they're going to capture it, but I mean, he was alive for what, 30, 40 seconds longer than he probably could have been?
Should have been.
Should have been. I mean, he was being triple teamed, plenty of Gatlings, a mortar, and a Hwacha was not able to take him down. Good job, Squid. That is Melon McCrabernathy.
McCrabernathy. Yeah, that was a combination of some nice flying and some, I'd say, some misplayed Gat mortar play.
I think it just there's a good chance with just all that flame going on, they just could not have the mortar ready to fire.
It's possible.
Mortar's on the balloon side, and so I mean, if you're having your guys so busy doing balloon shenanigans.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't considered that. Like, which side is the mortar on? Because I've been seeing this swap. Maybe you can help me out here, because there's something I've been noticing that's kind of weird. Typically, you have the Gatling on the far side. No, this is pretty typical. Like, yeah,
on the right side, yeah.
On the starboard. Want to be a little bit more nautical. It also
get up my chart so I know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. Left and right, man.
Then just say left and right, you pretentious jerk.
Well, no, it's important, though. I mean, it's more specific. It says, like, if the ship is facing this way, assuming the ship is facing forward, like, the port and starboard is more specific than left and right. It's useful.
I just tell my people when I say left or right, I'm assuming they know that the ship is facing forward. Crazy assumption.
Things can definitely get confused, though. Things can definitely get confused. I've had that problem on chips before. They say left, like, get on the left, whatever. It's just like, which one?
And also, I can't really talk for using different words than the generic word for describing the situation. I am a duck that says raspberries, after all.
Gatling getting loaded into those guns on the Orinoco. That's really important to note. That Gatling, really good at disabling those medium guns on the Galleon, and it's causing a lot of trouble. However, Banshee coming out, I'm a big fan.
They need the kill here. Red was able to quickly take the point because this is the point near Red spawn, but it looks like Red might be able to at least fight on this this position long enough to take it.
Ooh.
Actually, they're probably going to keep it pretty easily.
Poke goes down. Yeah, Red doing a good job. With the poke gone, I'd say like a kill ship in Crazy King is really important to get enemy ships off the point quickly.
Right. It's not about being on the point. It's about killing the enemies on the point.
It's about getting them off.
And if you're only a Hwacha and a Carronade, what you gonna do?
Darwin's going down. Yeah, Red team is able to pick this up so easily. Without the poke, their one kill ship, there's nothing they can do to contest the point, and Red team is going to pick up quite a few for themselves.
Yep. In fact, we're already seeing the indicatives start moving to the next point. I'm sure that's actually where the blue ships are, and blue ships already moving there as well.
Steel Shark put it really well. Better than I was putting it. Port and starboard are your ship's sides. Left and right are your own sides. So, port and starboard are for the ship. Left and right are for yourself.
You forget.
I am the ship.
Crew members are drones. They have no perspective, no personal left or right. Their left and right is my left and right.
All of the captains,
I am the ship.
Pick up on this, guys. All of the captains that are having trouble fighting the Mandarins here. Everyone pick up and listen. This is the mentality that you need. You must fight fire with fire, and you must fight Jackassery with jackassery.
King Louis the 14th of captains right here. I am the state, I am the ship. Yeah, check out that reference.
Not bad. Not bad. I'm impressed. Color me impressed.
How many times are French monarchs referenced on this show?
I don't know. I'd say that this game is more likely. Here's the poke. Trying to take out the abdicative.
Where's the mortar?
The mortar was missing. It was coming out, but it was missing. The goldfish is moving. The pyramidion was trying to keep up. If you have that combination, it's really difficult to land the mortar. Because a lot of people.
The guy on the mortar is some guy named Kyle Zephyr. No clan tag, level 3, so he might be some newer player.
Yeah, learning to fire guns in this game is hard. Like, this game has very strange gun mechanics. Just the way that it becomes important. Oh,
takes up the kill anyway, just pushing him into that debris.
Yeah, no problem. Mortar also easy to land once you have that enemy ship immobilized. Please open wide.
Oh, please have a squid kill a pyramidion by ramming. Please do this. Just push him against the ground.
I'm a big fan. I am a big fan of the Banshee, but right now we are seeing the weakness of the flamethrower in action. Ooh, but the chem spray.
We are?
We were. Chem spray was keeping the poke nice and clean, but
you missed it for a
cycle
second.
Chem spray cycle didn't stay up. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong there. I feel like that shouldn't have been a problem. I mean,
remember, chem spray is now a 5-second cooldown, so you have to basically alternate between chem mallet.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to miss that cycle now in combat, especially since Constantinople has a GAT, so the mallets are kind of necessary.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the flamethrower is a bit brutal right now, while competitive teams are getting used to using the chem spray more. Please,
competitive teams weren't using chem spray before.
Not to the extreme. Poke going down. Abdicative coming in from the side and getting its revenge. That Hellhound does more damage to the hull than people give it credit for sometimes.
Indeed.
Huge.
And just with the way it takes out the balloon and then takes out the armor, just makes a ship so ripe for the ram.
Oh yeah.
It makes just like a little soft pillow to move into.
Oh yeah. Darwin's eulogy.
I'm having to remember what team the Please Open Wide is on because he has no red line over his ship.
I remember the Please Open Wide from that block earlier. Doing that block, and so I remember he's on the red team. Red team doing a really good job. I feel, I don't know, he doesn't really have a kill ship, but the abdicative is more than making up for that.
They're doing a very good job of at least getting to the point.
Darwin's eulogy, taking out that squid. That's probably a good thing for that squid. It wasn't looking too good, but right now we are going to be going to point A very soon, and I think the blue team is in a better position to take it.
Sorry, sneezing.
It's okay.
I was able to mute my microphone in time.
Yeah, I was coughing actually while you were talking, and I had to mute my mic.
Teamwork!
Yeah! Woo! This is a team game.
In sync casting sickness. That's going to be the new meta. The new casting meta.
Yeah!
Yeah, we should spend some time talking about casting meta builds. Yeah. I'm a big fan of having the play-by-play guy combined with the strategy guy. What are you a fan of?
Considering that I don't know any casting combinations that aren't that way.
I like 2 strategy guys because this should be a golf game.
I don't know. Like, when you get into sniping battles, kind of take it as more of a golf game.
Yeah, true. Alright, so we're already seeing the 2 squids just facing off for this little middle point. Oh, the Please Open Wide's falling off of it. Is he off? No, he's still on. Oh no, there it goes.
There we go, yeah. Constantinople.
Wait, did Constantinople not see the Please Open Wide?
No, I guess not. Didn't turn at all. I don't think there's any chem spray on those engines at all.
Oh, you know what he was trying to do? Constantinople was trying to mine. And the second he turned around, Open Wide was like, nope. Got right.
It's going down left and right on the Constantinople. That flamethrower and that watch are doing work. Poke coming in from
Open Wide,
though.
I feel like the Orinoco has like barely been shooting this entire game. All the Orinoco does is just like run from point to point and live. I don't know if he's picked up a single kill. I don't know if he's even trying to. All he does though is just get beat up by all these ships. And you know what? It's a good thing to do in these sorts of games. Red
a
is so
galleon
close
said to the point. A galleon said to the point, "Sir, I exist." However, the point replied, "The fact has not created in me a sense of obligation."
Can't comment on that reference, bro.
Oh, you never heard that reference? That reference? Okay. Well, Poke not looking great. Banshee ripping through that hull. So
And Poke,
easy.
Poke
Look,
fell off point.
Poke going.
Red gets the what's the score limit again?
600. We're almost there. This isn't going to finish it off. It's going to take one more capture point, but it's not going to take very long at all. If the point shifts to red, if the next point shifts to red, and red can hold this, then
that is a tall order though, because next point is B.
Yeah. And I mean, 280 points. I mean, that's significantly far behind, but
I mean, if they get these 2 points, well,
lose 2 points away from winning. Yeah.
how many? What's the maximum amount of points you get from one?
180, and it takes about 15 seconds to cap with 3 ships there. 10 maybe. So 170. I'd say realistically, like 160, 150.
Realistically, if you get 150 for a point, you've done pretty well. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's over 2 minutes.
That's very. I'd say that's very, very good.
So even if they get that, that's giving them 300 points for blue if they're able to get these 2 points, and red's already on the next point. It's going to be very hard for blue to come back because even if they get these 2 points extremely well, they'll have to fight for D for the final.
I like what the Steel Shark said. Steel Shark says, "Starboard is the right of your ship. I'm right-handed, so my right hand is my star. Starboard. And port is my left hand. More boring, so no stars." That's
how I remember
adorable.
port and starboard?
That's kind of adorable. How do you remember port and starboard?
By just doing left and right.
Shut up. Poke coming in on the abdicative. Bring down the balloon, but they bring it back up. Armor down. Balloon didn't go down. I was looking at the Orinoco off on the side. Abdicative. Not looking great. Poke, though, overshooting. Using that carronade, actually. But they're trying to get away from the Please Open Wide, which has the Poke's number. I hope that they're able to keep those chem spray cycles up. No, they weren't. They are burning. They are burning like hell. See what I did there?
Oh my god, red might get this point.
It's possible. If the point flips, that's it. Darwin's eulogy has got to get on the point quickly. It's a goldfish. It can do it pretty darn quick. But the Poke is pretty scary. Armor down. Yeah, like, the thing about this right now is red doesn't need a great kill ship. They just need to kill the enemy ships eventually.
And also, right now, with red's point advantage and with how the spawns are going to be, they don't need to take these points. They just need to make sure blue isn't getting a good amount of points. The fact that blue hasn't already taken it means red's already pretty much accomplished its goal here.
Yeah, that's kind of how...
Red needs to have B happen then C happen because they pretty much have D guaranteed.
Definitely. I think they can do it. They've done a pretty good job of it. Orinoco coming in, being the hunk of meat that it is.
As I said, I don't think he's firing. Oh, there goes some shots. Look at that. How cute.
Oh, hey, it's hitting it.
Hey, look at that.
Good. That did some stuff.
Yay, Orinoco got to shoot his guns.
But by the way, the quote I was referencing was, a man said to the universe, "Sir, I exist." However, the universe replied, "The fact does not create in me a sense of obligation."
I doubt that's a real quote because the universe can't talk.
Oh! Call
Red
down
got
on my
the point.
shit.
Dude, Red got the point. This is probably game if you're correct about the 600 point.
Yep, that's it.
Unless there's a
Press Q. There's the resource limit. That's gonna be it. Not bad. According to my timer, that was a 29-minute match or so. That was not bad.
Yeah, that's actually not bad for Crazy King.
Yeah, that was darn quick.
I was hoping that I'd be finishing out the entire thing.
But
Have an hour and 10 minute long Crazy King.
Thank you very much for joining me for this first significantly more than half of the Iron Fork. Was a pleasure having you. It's a lot of fun chatting meta with you. I'm looking forward to having you on the MetaMedian next week.
I'm looking forward to it existing.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been pressuring me to do it. Yeah, I decided to put it off because I wanted to do it for the Hephaestus challenge.
No, I definitely do support that.
Yeah, I'm glad that they decided to that the admins. You're one of the admins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, like you guys decided to delay it for a week to allow the new teams to join up because there's been a huge
in the future. What I've learned is if you have communication with users and you're setting up a tournament, ask for when they're having a sale. We had no idea the sale was coming up. If we did, we'd be like, oh, we should totally allow these 10 million people that have just joined a chance to make some games. I mean, in the last week, we've had the Angry Joe Show army come up, and they're already the second most thumbed up thread. Yeah.
That's great.
Look at the clan list. Look at the number 2 clan.
Hold on.
And by the way, those who don't know, the clan list is organized by a number of times a team has been thumbed up.
Oh, I see.
Right now it is Gentleman, Angry Army, and then Cake.
Wow. Yep. That's pretty impressive.
Because those mofos are huge.
Yeah, seriously. That's pretty awesome.
But
welcome, Angry Joe Show.
No, and there are right now 194 pages in the clan list.
That is a lot of clans.
I'm fairly sure we goes like 19 pages. Anyway, it's Rutted Beef's time.
Yes,
been a
indeed.
Pleasure being here.
Yeah, thanks for joining. So it's always fun to have you.
Sign up for the Hephaestus Challenge if you have 8 players. We'd love to see you. It's set up in a way that you won't get eliminated immediately by veterans, things like that. It's a great way to learn how to play.
It's
a league. It's an actual league. We finally made a league.
Not the Sky League. That wasn't quite a league.
The Sky League tournament.
With no league. Just tournament. No season. But no, like, it's... at the very least, if you're interested in playing, like, there is no reason not to. You get to play against, good teams. But you're also going to be playing against new teams as well.
For 8
weeks,
play every week. Basically, for 8 weeks, you're playing every Saturday, regardless if you win or lose, and that gives you wins, losses, and then those wins, losses only determine your seeding in 2 final tournaments to declare the winner. So you have a lot of time to get your act together before you need to worry about being truly out.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's great practice. I mean, it's a great way to sort of play against the more established teams and learn their tricks, learn how to counter them too, and watch them.
And I mean, and as we always say in the Ducks, the only way to become competitive is to play competitive.
Absolutely.
Nothing prepares for you. No pub stomps, no casual play. Just the fact that you're lining up against people that are trying, it just makes a world of difference in this game.
Yeah.
A lot of people, whenever we're trying to schedule scrims for the Ducks, like, I don't think we're good enough. I'm sure you're not getting much out of it. It's like, no. We get so much out of it just because of the fact that you're trying, which puts you leagues above the average play. So, seriously, don't be afraid of us veterans. Yes, we're crazy good, but it's only because we play.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
The only way
That's
you'll
the
get
only
good.
way.
You won't get good in sandbox. You won't get good in casual. You get good by playing against good players.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
I've said I'm leaving a few times. Sorry, Rotted Beef.
No,
that's just challenge. Sign up for it, people.
Yeah, I'm going to be casting it with Rob and Dan. It'll be on this channel, on the Rob and Dan show. That's going to be one of the streams. There's another stream that's TBA right now. Probably going to... We're talking about getting Imagine in, aren't we?
I think he's the other streaming channel.
Okay, but we are going to have half the game, at least half the games on this channel, on twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show. If you want to see high-level play, subscribe, or follow this channel. Or subscribe, either works. But no, keep an eye on this channel. Every Saturday, starting next Saturday, we are going to be holding the Hephaestus Challenge. The 8-week season is going to come out, and then we're going to have the tournament to decide the final victors. That's going to be exciting. I'm pumped. I'm really excited because there hasn't been a competition as competitive as the Hephaestus that's coming up. It's been a while.
It should be great.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
So happy to be working on this.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to be casting it. I can't wait to see what's going to be happening. Just because, the game is more balanced than it's ever been.
Flamer.
Oh, man. You're just being old man Sammy.
I know. I'm not sure if I'm calling him because old man Sammy or actual.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll see you later.
It's been a pleasure. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, talk to you later. Let's go ahead and get Rotted Beef in here as soon as we can. Hold tight, guys. I gotta analyze this as deep as possible. Yes. And it's fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I love doing it. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I didn't love doing it.
Absolutely.
But the Iron Fork is just like, hey, we can take this a little bit more relaxed.
You can joke around a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to stay completely on topic 100% of the time.
Exactly. And that's exhausting for anybody to do at that point.
Yeah, I remember, good golly, I did the Iron Fork solo last week, and that was hellish.
Oh, God. You don't even have anyone to bounce things off of at that point. Oh, my God.
No, okay, so here's the thing. I do, competitive casting solo, plenty. And Guns of Icarus is fine. Like, you can do it in League of Legends, too. You can do it in just about, like, any other game that I can think of. Just because the way the casting convention is, but just because it's 2v2 and you have a lot of downtime, you have a lot of time to take a breath, look at everything that's happening, figure out what's important to talk about. But in 3v3, it is just
it's too
a
much
handful of ass.
Yes.
There's so much fighting going on perpetually.
I've even noticed that in these games right here that you don't even really have a lot of time to say anything before it just gets right into the action.
You have two courses of action. You can either say, okay, we are going to try to keep up with the action and we have two casters so we can give each other a break, or you can do what Sammy BT and I just did and say, screw it.
We'll get to it around when we get to it, We'll
it's like it's just happening. And when it comes to Crazy King, when there's just perpetual combat because of the points, like, you either burn out or you just kick back a little bit.
Yep. Because every single time I've gone into a Crazy King match, and I'm not sure if this is 100% of the time all with everyone, every single time it always ends up like that one last point that you need, you never can get it.
Nope.
For like
it takes
hours.
Forever.
I've actually been in a Crazy King match for, I'm pretty sure it's been like an hour.
I have been in a 2-hour match before.
It was awful because at that point we're just like, you know what? We just need to finish this. Let's just kill somebody and capture a point. Let's get this done. I want to eat.
Just goddamn go.
Yes.
Now, see that I think those matches happen most often when you have a severe lack of kill ships,
or a severe oversaturation of kill ships.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's true.
Because if no one's on the point, then no one can really capture it.
I mean, I guess, like, in my mind, you kind of have a battle royale kind of thing going on where, like, there's only one left standing, and he has earned his right to live.
There can be only one!
Well, that's more Highlander. I'm thinking, like, the old... Have you ever seen Battle Royale?
Battle Royale. I saw that movie only recently, and that's probably why I didn't pick up on it before.
Yeah, that's
a
God,
great
that movie
movie.
was brutal. That was a good movie.
It's a really good movie, but my God, was it bloody.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, I looked up some info about it just because I was curious. Apparently, it's banned in Germany.
Oh, God.
For violence to children.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Like, it is illegal.
Somehow, that doesn't surprise me in Germany, though.
No, it's not that surprising. The thing that's really interesting is the lawyers advise the people who created the movie were advised not, or published the movie, were advised not to try to get a rating for it or sell it in the U.S. just because it would be a legal nightmare. Someone would sue.
Oh, someone would
get some human rights group would sue, and it would just be absolutely awful.
Oh, absolutely. All right, we're getting into it here.
Indeed.
Up, down, all around. Connection actually goes through.
So, Battle on the Dunes, pretty open, but tell us a little bit more about the intricacies of it.
Oh, here we go. See, what I like to do on Battle of the Dunes, I always really enjoy having that one long-range ship that can just absolutely cause nightmares for the enemy team from across the map. But with a 3v3, I think that's going to be a lot more of a thing now. It's always been considered sort of a sniping match, but I don't know. With three ships, I don't really know how it's going to go.
I think it's less that it's 3 ships and more that it's the Iron Fork.
Good point. Good point.
For the red team, we have the Abdicative, a goldfish being piloted by Jacob Fee. It is a lumberfish with a pair of flamethrowers on either side. We have the HMS Orinoco, a galleon being piloted by... who is that? Captain Phoenix. There we go.
There you go.
We got a Hades and dual heavy flak on the port side, double Hwacha on the starboard, and a carronade on the back. And we have Darwin's Eulogy, a goldfish being piloted by Quafox Puh. It is yet another lumberfish with a mortar on the port and a banshee on the starboard.
There we go. On the blue team, we have the Banehammer, captained by Alistair, with a flamethrower Mercury on the front and Artemis and Beacon flare gun on the side. We have, let me see what this is. We have this.
The bouncy. The bouncy.
The flying poke. We're taking a little bit of a bounce there on the wrecked ship. It's a Spire with a heavy flak, Mercury field gun, Hades cannon, and Artemis rocket launcher. And last but not least, we have the VSS Lutetia. There we go, Lutetia. It is a Pyramidion with a flamethrower-like carronade on the front and Hades cannon and light flak on this side.
Yeah, Hades Echidna, they're not messing around. I gotta say, I'm a big fan. I feel like the Spire is significantly underpowered, but if you're going to run the thing, you may as well have a flak on the front with a Merc. I think it's great. I love it. The Artemis is good too. I don't like the Hades, but everything else I like.
See, I have mixed feelings about the Hades. I mean, on one hand, if you have a good gunner that can time the arcs, that can kind of just eyeball the arming range, then it's your best friend if it's on your ship. But if you have someone who's a little bit less experienced, then it's just going to be a nightmare trying to hit anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Armor goes down to the Abdicative. This sniping match is not looking good for this lumberfish.
Ooh,
shots coming in. Armor's down again. The Banehammer doing some serious work with that Merc.
Banehammer, I feel, is going to be a little bit of a nightmare for anyone on the opposite side. It's going to be just raining down those Merc shots from just all day. Oh, wait, those aren't... Yep, that's a Merc right there. I thought I saw something else for a second there. That Merc's going to be an absolute nightmare.
Absolutely. Darwin's Eulogy using the cloud cover to get in a little bit closer, but the Banehammer does have the spot on him, so they can keep landing those shots. Darwin's Eulogy is showing its broadside. It's really wide side. It's a vulnerable side to Lutetia and Flying Poke, and this is not what it needs.
That's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for him. Sorry, I could not help myself.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
We got, who is this? We got this Pyramid right here. This is the Banehammer going right for Darwin's Eulogy.
Straight for him. Yep. The nice thing about the Merc Artemis is you can get as close as you like. There is no arming time on either of those guns.
Oh, down
Banehammer
goes.
Finishes him off.
Down he goes. That is painful
Darwin's
to
Eulogy.
Watch.
Yep. Little tip for the casting. You look up in the upper left-hand corner. You can see the ship that just got killed.
There you go. There you go.
Abdicative coming in.
We can't let them know.
You want to know another secret? While you were describing the map, the reason I asked you to describe the map was so I could take off my jacket.
There you go. We got the Abdicative coming in on the flying poke, Goomba stomping that very vulnerable balloon, grinding up against.
It's trying. It's having a little bit of trouble, though. The Lumberjack, do they have Lochnagar? May not matter. Abdicative doing some serious work on the flying poke. Lutetia is firing on the Abdicative. Shots are not accurate enough, though. And I'm not sure they're going to be able to save their ally.
I don't think the flying poke's going to make it out of this. It's grinding way too hard against the ground there, even if they're not getting Goomba stomped. That armor's down.
Balloon's up.
Oh, it might rise above it.
Rise above the ashes. That's some song lyric. Flamethrower's down, though. They can't quite get it down on the Banehammer coming in to support its ally. Lutetia just staying too far away to be particularly helpful. The Abdicative is just not enough to fight the Banehammer.
Oh,
there
down goes the Abdicative.
Lutetia getting the kill steal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that part. Yeah.
With the
Holy
Hades.
Crap. Hades
Darwin's
just
Eulogy.
stealing kills.
Darwin's Eulogy coming in, trying to make something of it, trying to save its late ally. Nothing, though.
It's trying to get the avenge. It's trying to get some vengeance going down, but it's getting hammered. Or it's trying to be hammered. Some shots are missing.
Well, that's the thing about the Hades and the Echidna. It's insanely powerful at a specific range, but it's hard to it's a little bit harder to land than that Merc Artemis. Merc Artemis, reliable damage. You'll hit almost every time.
Yeah. I feel
Actually,
like
look at this. This is terrifying. Look at all this crossfire going around the Darwin's Eulogy. Look at the rails, man.
I would need a new change of pants if I was on the Darwin's Eulogy right now. That is terrifying. Oh, armor goes down.
That's like action movie level, man.
Armor get right back up though. Armor's back up, going down once again. They are just not letting this guy go.
The nice thing about the Goldfish is when it's facing forward like this, it's almost impossible to do anything to the engine. So they can just have people camp the armor. Like you can have one person on the gun, one person on the helm, and then you don't have to worry about the engines. You just have two people camping the hull. It's like, whatever.
Just throw it in reverse. Even the captain can get back in the action there.
Heck yeah. Yeah, he can jump off and go and repair the balloon specifically.
Just keep yourself alive. That's all we really need right now, because I feel like all he's trying to do is just lead them back into the Orinico over here. If he can make it there, he's going to have a lot better of a time.
I like that pronunciation a lot better, the Orinico.
That's what I always say.
I'm going to steal that.
It might be Orinoco, though, but I say Orinico.
You know what I always say? You know what I always say? Orinico.
There you go.
What my grandpappy used to say.
That's the way my daddy did it, and his daddy before him. Darwin's Eulogy has just now met up with his Galleon ally. Not sure what the blue team is going to try and do with that. If they're going to try and wait him out or go for the one guy who's not quite there.
Abdicative has put itself in a very compromising position.
Yeah.
Like right now, it is way off. And look at this turn. All the blue ships are just like, yep, screw that Goldfish.
Yeah.
Turning on it hard.
That's one of those you know you're screwed when moments.
Yeah, pretty much. All you have to do is hold the Q. I have my map on my Q button. All you have to do is hold the map button. And you can see, like, oh man, this is terrifying. You have one ship.
Wall of blue death coming straight for the Abdicative.
That's just kind of terrible. I don't know. Whenever you have all those blue arrows pointing in one direction, that's just terrifying to me. Abdicative gonna go down. I gotta say, I like the Merc Artemis a lot more than I like Double Merc. Then again, I don't like Double Gat either. So
a double anything really has never sat entirely well with me. It just you lose a lot of the versatility that you could get if you have a little bit more of a variation on your build.
Abdicative not looking great. Ram comes out. Artemis and Bump not going to be enough.
Refusing to die. He's there he goes. As I say it.
I'm afraid you did not. I'm afraid you did not fill out your refusal form correctly. We're gonna have to send you back to the Ministry of Administration.
From right next to the Department of Redundancy Department.
Yeah. Yeah. Instated by the Clan of Redundancy Clan.
Yes.
An actual guild apparently in World of Warcraft.
Okay.
Apparently, I don't play World of Warcraft. I have a friend that plays a ton, and like he brought it up like every time we hung out, just because it amused him so much.
Oh, good lord!
Fourth Aura stories. I'm the fourth orator.
Well, there you go.
Not Oracle.
Who is this? It's Darwin's Eulogy trying to sneak up a little bit, use that dust storm for a little bit of cover as he sneaks ever closer. Wondering what he's planning here.
He's a little bit far out, though. I feel like the red team's strategy is really split right now. They don't know what they want to do. Darwin's Eulogy taking cover behind this ship. It'll be plenty. There's no real long-range balloon popping, no lumberjack, so they can sort of hide behind it, let the balloon be the only thing that's showing, and they'll be fine. But the Orinoco is moving over to the ribs. I like that a lot better.
You can say it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care what it's actually called now. That's his name.
Yeah. I'm stealing that.
Darwin's Eulogy has now been spotted. He's getting a little bit of fire harassment from the Lutetia. Not going to be accurate enough to really cause him any problems. I'm wondering if it's just going to be a little bit of a Mexican standoff here with a little bit of skirmishes coming around.
I think that's the way it's going to be, though I feel like the red team has the superior cover. Because the battleship back there, it's decent cover. But the ribs are just way better because you have a lot more options when it comes to height.
And it's a lot more erratic too. You can use a lot more of the actual surface area of the ribs if your ship is able to get right behind it.
Yeah, it's just more versatile. It's a more versatile defensive position. The battleship, you're just kind of I'm reminded of playing paintball for the first time.
You just pop your head up, shoot a couple shots, pop back down.
Yeah, you're just like, you look up, you hear the and you're like, shit! You just drop back down.
Drop right down. See, I remember first time I was in a paintball match, I made the mistake of leaving my head up a little too long, caught a paintball right in the face.
Oh, I've had that happen to me.
Thankfully my goggles were able to stand up. Scared the piss out of me, though. I just did not know what was happening.
Same thing happened the first time I played paintball.
See, I don't know if anyone can ever have like a true, like, real good paintball story unless you've been shot in the face once or twice. Like, that's like a standard.
That's not true. I have something better. The first time I ever went paintballing was with my fencing crew. I did fencing for 6 years.
Nerd.
Yeah, I know. So we decided to play paintball off at one of the fencers. Like, they had a farm or something, and they set up a bunch of hay bales to make a paintball sort of arena. We played single flag capture the flag. It was pretty epic, but there was one problem: the paintballs were really old and they wouldn't pop. And everyone at the end was covered in bloody rings.
That's painful
awful.
To hear.
Everyone. It's awful. And last time, I actually had permanent discoloration from the last time I went paintballing.
God.
The local paintball shop around here did a scenario called the Cuban Missile Crisis. And the guys that ran it had noisemaker shotgun shells to make it sound like missiles being launched in the background.
Oh, that's great!
Yeah, it was themed really well.
We got the Darwin's Eulogy getting a little bit back to the action. We got the Darwin's Eulogy kind of creeping up. It's taking a lot of fire. About to go down if he takes another shot. Stray from the Banehammer over here. Gets his armor back up just in time, though. I feel like a lot of opportunities have been missed here. With all this shootout going on, I feel like one of the people on the red team maybe would have wanted to take the little bit of initiative and go around the giant Leviathan wreckage here and take somebody from the side while they're focused on their shootout.
That's a really good point. That Leviathan has not been utilized at all this match, which is kind of surprising. It's kind of a scary position to be in because it always means something important is going to happen, but they're not using it. Abdicative. Taking some serious fire. Banehammer doing some nice hull damage. Hades coming in as well.
Down goes Abdicative.
That ram was perfect. It put that goldfish's long side into the arc of Lutetia.
That was poetry right there.
That could not have been done better. Darwin's Eulogy going to be the next target. It as well has its very long side facing the Lutetia, and I think it's going to meet a very similar fate.
Oh, down it goes, and 2 goldfishes with 1 ship, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that analogy.
No, Banehammer is firing on it too. That focus fire from the blue team is just way too much right now. These clouds I feel like are not being utilized to their fullest potential. If these 3 ships can just use those clouds to close distance and take out that spire
Absolutely. Once you take out that spire, it's going to be a lot easier of a time. Granted, not a walk in the park once you take it out, but if you can get inside these clouds here and just kind of stay in them and come out at the last second, if they don't know where you are, it's going to be a little bit of time right in that second where you can just get a lot of damage on, and they're just trying to figure out what to do at that point, which I feel like, who is this right here? This little goldfish coming up from under the clouds. Which one is this? The Abdicative here. Getting a little bit too far forward, maybe. Leaving his allies in the dust.
Yeah, we bit big for his britches there. Flair's going to reveal him immediately. Doesn't matter that the blue team is revealed. Abdicative's armor is down. Flak's going to come out. Where is it? Where is it, man? Where's that Flak? We've been waiting. We've been waiting all game. It doesn't. No, not going to happen.
Disappoint. I am disappoint.
So many memes from you today.
I'm full of them.
You were full to the brim. So meme.
So meme.
Such caster.
Wow. That was for you, Fluffy, by the way. She hates it when I do Doge.
Doge,
whatever.
I love Doge. I like that pronunciation too much.
Let's see. I don't know. I feel like the red team's kind of just dropping the ball here. They're not really utilizing really anything. They're just kind of going in one by one, and they're getting punished for it.
I'd like to point out here, for those of you who cry stacked lobbies, I'd like you to look at the levels right now. Like, you have, on the red team, you have level 10, level 14, level 11. On the blue team, you have level 9, level 7, level 4.
It's a very good distribution of the levels. It's just that, sometimes you get this one team who just kind of gets this synergy going. You don't really know where it comes from.
Yeah, Flying Poke taking some serious fire here. This is what needs to be happening. The Abdicative getting some good fire out, but it's too far forward. I think we're going to see the same story once again.
Yep, here it goes.
Armor down, comes back up. Immediately under fire again. It's within arming time of the Lutesha, but the Bane Hammer doesn't care at all. Flying Poke gonna finish it off.
GG,
no problem.
Blue team getting their first match under their belt for the day.
And we only have one more left.
There you go. I'll give it, honestly, I would be willing to give the victory to the blue team for the whole day if they come back with just an absolute stomp in the next match. I don't know.
But it's a shuffled lobby, though.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just felt like during that entire match, so many opportunities got wasted. They didn't utilize the cloud cover to their advantage. They didn't even really go into the ribs that much. Just dropped the ball, in my opinion, in a very big way.
Yeah, I agree. Water Hazard is going to be our last map.
My favorite, because it's so versatile. The Water Hazard map. You can utilize the big old towers, just play some brawler matches around it, and you can get this big old open space. It's a very, very good map, in my opinion. Never really played a lot though, as my achievements page will attest to, because all of my achievements right now are Water Hazard maps.
Oh, good golly. Hey, man, you got a ton of people playing. I'm sure you can find a Water Hazard map.
At some point, there will come a day when I can find a Water Hazard map, but it is not this day.
Day! That was odd. I think that was like just the power of sniping. I'm not a fan of the Lumberfish. I'm going to be honest.
I feel like the Lumberfish maybe just didn't have the right ships to be going up against in this particular match. Like if there was a Junker or something, I would have been 100% behind the Lumberfish, but I don't know. Against it was just it was the Spire and 2 Pyramidians, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My memory hasn't completely crapped out on me. The balloon on the Spire is a little easier to hit, I suppose, but versus the 2 Pyramidians, it's kind of a crapshoot whether you're actually going to hit the balloon or the hull if you're hitting the top of it.
Well, I've heard the argument go that it does, like the Lumberjack has a pretty big explosive radius, And that's true. Oftentimes, you can hit the hull and still manage to load damage into the balloon. The problem with the Pyramidion, though, is certainly you can hit the front of the ship and still manage to actually, hit the balloon and do damage to it. But that's only for like 50% of the hull, and it's a very small target when it's facing forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy to hit at all. You compare that to something like the Junker. It's massive. You hit any part of the ship.
It's pretty much all hull. It's pretty much all balloon. I mean,
yeah.
You hit anything on it, you hit the balloon.
Yeah, pretty much. That's actually one of the big disadvantages of the Junker is it's got such a small hull. You land an Artemis shot on it, you're hitting every gun.
But one of the advantages of being on the Junker is that if you're going up against a ship that has a Hwacha, unless they're right up next to you, it's going to be really hard for them to hit the hull because the hull is just this little strip of metal on the outskirts there.
Yeah, definitely. Heavy clip can negate a lot of that problem, but...
It can, but you still need to be pretty accurate with it, depending on how far away you are, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the Junker is... my opinion on everything, I feel like things are pretty well balanced right now. Like, the game is pretty well balanced. I think that the only things that are a little bit broken right now are two ships in particular. I feel like the Junker is too tough, and I feel like the Spire is not tough enough. Or it just needs to have some other advantage.
I just feel like the Spire's underwhelming with what it has,
It is. It is. Like, why wouldn't I take a Galleon? Like, the Spire's difficult to get into position, so is the Galleon, but the Galleon is ridiculously tough.
Yeah, exactly. With a Spire, I can put my standard loadout on a Spire is a heavy flat cannon as the heavy gun and a Merc gun shooting directly forward. Now, why would I not just use a Galleon where I can have a heavy flat cannon and a Lumberjack with a Merc on with the Merc on top of it? That's just 3 is better than 2 here.
Yeah, there's no real point. Plus, like, not only is 3 better than 2, but you're also going with a much tougher ship.
Absolutely. Like, I feel like the Galleon's just the Timex of all of these ships. It just takes a lick and keeps on ticking, and it just slaps you right back in the face for it.
Yeah, pretty much. Spire, you sneeze on it, and it just kind of falls apart.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like oftentimes it's more useful to keep your sandwich together than it is to take down enemy ships.
Yeah. Then again, I have seen Spires pull a really ballsy build where they go close range, and because you might just not be expecting it, because normally what you do with a Spire, you charge it. So if you're not really expecting it, if you take that close range kind of brawler Spire, if you get them by surprise, you can do something with it, which was the case in the other match, a couple matches ago, I think, on the Crazy King.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Spire's just bad in Crazy King, though.
Yeah. In that particular case, Spire is just bad because it's not mobile enough.
Yeah, and it doesn't bring enough to the table for its lack of mobility to make up for it.
Yeah, I'll tell you another ship that I have very mixed feelings about is the Mobula. I feel like it's all balloon, so any kind of carronade will ruin your day. And I can't figure out where to place it, really.
The Mobula is kind of funny in that it kind of has a bunch of mismatched things about it. Something that a lot of people don't know about it is that, yeah, it has a couple of things about it. It has 2 weak spots. You have the balloon, which is one weak spot, but you also have from behind. They have no rear facing guns. Like, all the guns are facing forward. And that's its 2 big disadvantages. But its advantages are huge. Like, you get an easy trifecta, really easy trifecta. But you also the Mobula also has the best vertical mobility in the game.
Oh,
it is ridiculous. Like, the Mobula can shift its way out of weird spots, no problem, just by popping a hydrogen or something and just throwing itself to the top of the map. It is ridiculous. I love it so much.
It's pretty good. I mean, I remember now I feel old. I was listening to you guys talk about old man. I remember back when the Mobula wasn't even a thing. Back when I first got this game, and me and my buddy had heard about the Mobula, and we were so psyched. Like, oh my god, it's got 5 forward-facing guns. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got in there, and we were like, this is not quite what I had imagined.
It takes a very coordinated crew.
It does.
And
you absolutely cannot run a Mobula unless you have a full crew that knows what they're doing. Because I've seen too many times when I was on a Mobula, people are crossing sides. They're just kind of trying to cover each other's faces. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone just kind of has to go, take care of their own thing on a Mobula. Yeah. Though, what was I going to say about it? I do like it is really powerful though. I remember back when the Mad Hatters had Zuko and Matasamo on it. I keep talking about the Mad Hatters, the glory days.
Back in the old days.
We would scrim with the gents all the time. And it got to the point where the gents actually had to take a Mobula as well to fight us because it was too powerful. Like they could not. We ran Junker Mobula, they ran Junker Galleon, and they had to change their Galleon to a Mobula.
Yes. People just kind of never really account for it.
Something important to note. Hey guys, tons of open spots in the Iron Fork have just opened up. Tons of spots. So if you're interested in joining in, now's the time to jump in.
And now we wait.
Password is yummy. I'll type it in chat. Password yummy. There we go.
Password NA, if you don't mind.
Heck yeah. Delicious. No, Mobula just has a ton of power. Light guns are very specialized, but when you have the ability to have the thing about the Junker is that you can get a trifecta, but you kind of have to have an Artemis in there on the front.
Yeah, it's almost necessary because of that almost 180-degree turning arcs. It's almost a necessity.
Yeah, but aboard the Mobula, you can have much more restrictive lineups. The specific thing about it that made it powerful was you didn't have to have a Hades. You could take a Mercury on the top and then have two Artemi. That's what made it really powerful, I think.
It's just like that across the map screw you is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I've always been, every time I've been on a Mobula and every time I found it successful, it's always been like either a Hades or a Merc on the top. And then you had the two Artemises, I think it's Artemi.
On the outer wings.
Yeah, on the outer wings. And then you have the Gatling guns right at the bottom there. In case
Gat Mortar, maybe.
Close. Gat Mortar, possibly, yeah. It's just, if you do it right, it's an absolute powerhouse. But if you get caught out as a Mobula, you're done.
Mm-hmm. Well, lobby's looking a little bit empty, and we're coming up on 4 o'clock, which is the end of the Iron Fork. So I'm thinking maybe this will be the end of the cast.
Okay. It very well might be. It doesn't look like we're going to get a whole lot of extra people.
Yep. I guess this is one of the dangers of having it as a passworded lobby. It will empty out eventually.
Yeah.
When enough people leave.
Tired.
Yep. Well, I mean, and just having that password there limits it to people that are looking at global chat, which is not everyone. I usually don't look at global chat.
Yeah. You don't really see a whole lot of those.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's just about going to be it. 4 o'clock. Well, thank you for joining me for one game, Rada Beef. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me for that one game.
Yeah.
I was like, this is 20 minutes past where I was supposed to go in. That Crazy King match was a little long.
That was kind of redundant.
And if you have time next Friday, we can bring you in for that as well.
Yeah.
I could probably do that, yeah.
Yeah. It was great. It was great having you on, man.
It was great being on. I had a lot of fun here.
We'll have to have you on the Metamidian at some point, the talk show.
I can talk. That is one of my strong points.
Hot dang. It's starting next week. I decided to delay it since I want it to coincide with the Hephaestus tournament. But that's going to be starting up next week. I'm just going to have people on to chat about the meta and how what the competitive scene is looking like, what teams are using. Nothing no debate structure or anything like that. Just chat.
I believe that the Squid is the best meta competitive ship in the world. Yes.
It's like, and you must believe me because the numbers add up to this. But like, it's I don't know. It's not as I'm right, you're wrong. Like that's not what I'm going for on the show.
Yeah.
I'm just going for more like, hey, you think this will work? Is this a possibility? Like it's more of fun chat, more Charlie Rosie, I guess. Where it's like a conversation rather than an argument or an interview. It's not going to be an interview either. It's going to be a chat.
Yeah, man, that sounds like it'd be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd love to have you on. Sammy BT is going to be the first guest.
All right.
But we'll have to have you on at some point.
That'd be really cool.
All right.
Well, I should probably be heading out.
Yep, I'll let you go.
Fun.
Yep, I gotta go too. I gotta go driving. Anyway, I will see you later. Thank you very much, and I'll hopefully see you around.
All right, I'll see you guys later too. Peace out.
For everyone that has been watching, I have been for Rob and Rotted Beef and the late Sammy BT. I've been for Thoracle.
For Oracle, Sammy BT, Rotted Beef, and the missing Dan, I have been Rob.
And I, once again, have been Rotted Beef.
Yeah, that guy. That's going to be it. That's going to be it for the Iron Fork this evening. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I have been Rotted Beef, or as you might better know me as, that guy who looks in your window at night.
Baby.
That's
going to be it for the Iron We're never going to close this show out, man.
Good night.
See you guys.
Good night now.